Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is in my Ranking the Filmography series. This is on the career of Brian DePalma. But before I begin, if you'd be so kind, please give me a thumbs up and a possible subscribe if you like what you see. And drop in the comments below how you feel about De Palma's as a director, how you feel about his filmography in general, if you agree with my rankings, if you don't agree with them. But I've got 11 titles here, excuse me, on Blu-ray from Mr. De Palma. He is one of my favorites. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, he was basically known as the master of the macabre, which a lot of people took umbrage of. They thought that was Hitchcock, but a lot of his movies definitely are very Hitchcockian movies, and he's had quite an impressive career. So we're going to start. I got 11 titles. Out of these 11 titles, I don't like them all. The first two aren't exactly my favorites, but I do admire something about every one of these movies. Starting with number 11, Raising Cain. This is my Scream Factory edition. This isn't the best movie, but the thing that I do really enjoy about this is John Lithgow. He's great and everything, and this movie, it's no exception. He plays a guy with like 10 different personalities, and he does them all very well. So, but the movie itself, I could take it or leave it. So that's number 11. Number 10 is the newest addition to my collection from his works, Phantom of the Paradise. This came out in 1974. This is one of his first movies. I watched it last night, and I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay for what it was. It's got some really interesting stuff in it, and it was entertaining. So from that standpoint, I did enjoy it, and that's the reason why it's number 10. Number 9, this is just the disc because it is part of a collection. Mission Impossible. De Palma directed the first Mission Impossible movie. It's a good action movie. Nothing bad with it. It's got some dated effects, but, you know, all in all, it's a solid film, and it definitely started the franchise. It's not the worst in the series. To me, the sequel that came from John Woo next is the worst, and I love John Woo, but yeah, this movie's not great, but it's definitely entertaining. So that's the reason why Mission Impossible is number 9. Number 8, this is also part of a multi-film collection, but we're talking about Casualties of War. This came out in 1989. It's a Vietnam movie. It stars Sean Penn and Michael J. Fox, among others. John C. Reilly, this might have been his first role in a feature. This is an extremely hard watch. It's a drama. It is not an action movie. It's based on a true story or inspired by a true story. Again, it's a very difficult watch. I cannot say that I love this movie but I love the craftsmanship involved. I think Sean Penn is terrifying in this movie, and Michael J. Fox is Michael J. Fox. He's great as always. So, Casualties of War is number 8. Number 7. Now, the rest of these movies I absolutely love. Number 7 is Carlito's Way. Sean Penn again, Al Pacino. When this movie first came out back in the day, I liked it, but I was expecting something along the lines of Scarface, and this is not Scarface. This is a very serious crime drama, but it's very good. Pacino is great. Sean Penn's great. John Leguizamo shows up. Luis Guzman. This is a solid crime drama. Okay, next. Carrie from 1976. Based on the Stephen King novel, of course. This movie was a huge hit. It launched a lot of careers, including John Travolta and Nancy Allen, among others. The real standouts in this movie, of course, are Sissy Spacek in the title character and Piper Laurie as her crazy mother. Both of them were nominated for Oscars for this movie. Carrie's a classic. Okay, guys, we're down to the top 5. Number 5, Scarface. This is my steelbook. Scarface is cheesy, it's over the top, it's violent, the language is on another level, and I absolutely love every moment of it. It is such a crazy movie, but it epitomizes 80s excess so well. And I'm sorry, it's one of the most quotable movies from the 80s. Enough said, Scarface is great. These next the next 3 out of the top 4 were extremely, extremely, extremely hard for me to do. Number 4, Dressed to Kill. This came out in 1980 with Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, Nancy Allen. This movie's a classic, and it's great. It's such a great movie. I love Dressed to Kill so much. Top 3. Number 3, The Untouchables. Again, iconic movie. Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro, the excellent Sean Connery, who won an Oscar for this movie. Well overdue. This movie's awesome. I'm from the Chicago area. This is definitely a Chicago movie. Anytime somebody disagrees with something to me, I always say the same thing. Yeah, well, you're not from Chicago. I love The Untouchables. Number 2, this might be controversial, but I don't care. Body Double. I was talking about his Hitchcockian tendencies. They don't get any more Hitchcockian than this. This is literally like Rear Window. His interpretation of Rear Window. Just a lot kinkier, and yeah, 1984. I absolutely love Body Double. This movie was so controversial when it came out. Women's rights groups were actually actively protesting this movie, calling it so misogynistic and how it was so bad against women. And yet there were 20 other slasher movies out at the same time that were much worse. But yeah, Body Double's awesome. I absolutely love it. But number 1, this one wasn't hard at all. Blowout. I absolutely love Blowout. I think it's one of the best movies from that year. I think it is criminally underrated. A lot of people think it's slow. Those people have ADD because this movie's awesome. John Travolta, who I have always liked as an actor. I mean, who doesn't like John Travolta? Maybe outside of Pulp Fiction, this is his best performance ever. He is fantastic in this movie. Nancy Allen is adorable as always, and John Lithgow is truly terrifying as the villain in this movie. I cannot stress enough how much I love this movie and how much I think it's great. Blowout is just absolutely an awesome, awesome movie. That's why it's number 1. So to recap, guys, number 1 is Blowout. Number 2 is Body Double. Number 3 is The Untouchables. Number 4 is Dressed to Kill. Number 5 is Scarface. Number 6 is Carrie. Number 7 is Carlito's Way. Number 8 is Casualties of War. Number 9 is Mission Impossible. Number 10 is Phantom of the Paradise. And number 11 is Raising Cain. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, again, I can't stress it enough. Leave comments. Let me know how you feel about these movies, how you feel about this ranking. Let me know what your rankings are. I would really love to hear about them. So until the next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good night.